This is Tea Time Indeed. It's our entertainment news program. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, and I'm here with the refined Elsie Godwin and the direct Ife Oshunkeye. Hello, guys.
What's poppin'?
When did I go
What's
through
new?
this refinery?
Sorry? Oh, okay, you don't like refined. I think I'm going to stop this stuff because it's either you're pleased or not pleased, and it's like we can't really please you, Elsie,
No, but it
this
just
past few
happened.
days.
Just
But
this
it's
week.
normal. Women can be pleased.
Wow, who complained this morning?
Seriously,
Who
you
complained this morning?
He complained, yeah.
Can you be pleased?
No. But in your case, women can be pleased too. It's a known fact that it's only in some places that you guys can be pleased.
What places?
Like when we send money to your account and some other
That's
things.
the pleasure of
Look at
life.
look at the smile on Elsie's face. She's already dreaming. Okay, so what's new this
The
afternoon?
things I'm seeing as new are not things I would want to talk about on TV. Like, it seems the social media is going gaga with some inside gist, but maybe if you have something to tell us.
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
Okay, so rather move on then.
Okay. But now that you actually say I'm very interested, I'm like,
need to go
okay,
to the
Elsie,
blogs and see
because
what
I
is
saw
going
you
on.
watching some videos anyway. Let's move on to today's stories, or this afternoon's stories. 2019 Oscars may hold without a host. So I don't understand, for the Academy, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that said this guy should apologize. If he doesn't apologize, they will find someone else. All of a sudden, it's like they can't seem to find
How
some...
difficult is it to find
Exactly, and like there's 1,000,001 people, that are celebrities out there, and not just any celebrities, A-list celebrities.
Blue content.
No, the thing is, he's a comedian, so and there are many other comedians out there. So
It has to be
whether
the
it's male,
background
whether it's
check
women,
and all, so
yeah,
maybe
that there are so many
I want
of them.
you guys to realize you guys are not seeing the bigger picture. You're just looking at it from the surface. First of all, you need to realize...
Here's the man with the bigger picture. Go on.
You need to realize that the Oscar is surrounded by lots of controversies, especially when it comes to black people.
Yeah, but are all the celebrities
up.
following up? I mean, are they all controversial? There's still a few clean people out there.
I'm not done with my analysis
Okay, all right,
talks.
okay.
Yeah, so the fact that Kevin Hart is a black man, he made some homophobic statement which they wanted him to retract and apologize for, and he didn't. Now, it's not like... Of
he
course, there are
eventually-
1,000,001
but
people.
then
Yeah, he
eventually-
eventually did, but
Which
he
I
stepped
love what
down
he
with
did, by the
his
way.
apology. So
Yeah.
that is
Okay.
not an apology if you want to look at it.
No, he has
an
apologized.
apology.
It's not an apology.
Just that he
That
doesn't
is
want
just
to be in that
fine.
situation where
Let my people
keep
let my
covering
people
him
go.
on
Like
something
No, he didn't need to apologize if he wanted to step down at the end of the day.
No. I think what he did was it was making a point. Like, okay, you guys want me to apologize. Okay, here's your apology.
But I'll step down on the name.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he hasn't apologized to the Academy. He has apologized to the people in the LGBT community.
Yes, but-
so the apology still comes in. It's an apology
Okay, let him
nonetheless.
make his points.
Yes.
So,
I'm even losing. You're not
You're
going
losing
to
your
let
seat.
me speak.
It's just like you just felt so deflated right now. Anyway, let me let you land.
so Kumbo, you still start shouting, there's no time.
Honestly, so okay, land.
Oh, yeah.
But I think you know.
What you're trying to say, yeah?
No,
Is
you
there-
don't. He doesn't.
I think you should just tell us because already I've forgotten.
No,
everything
go
I
on,
wanted
go
to
on,
say.
go on, Ife.
Now, I was talking about the controversy surrounding the Academy. We spoke about it earlier this year, about them appointing a lot of black people into the Academy. Even some Nigerians were beneficiaries to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And in this case, because of his homophobic and the fact that a lot of people are right now are standing up to say, you don't have to be homophobic, but you have the right to your opinion. Do you understand? So in this case, it's not like it's difficult to get someone else. But when they are picking someone else, they tend to pick someone without any controversy.
stain.
Without
Because people will now
spotless person,
consciously
because they
start
would still
digging.
come back and dig. So you guys might think, oh, it's so easy for them to find. But if Kevin Hart can step down or he can be asked to apologize over an homophobic statement. Now imagine someone that has been discharged and acquitted of a rape case. But the fact that you have that stain on you, you can't be...
So you really have to be a
host of
Jesus
this.
to be...
It's
Can
not like
you
you have to
imagine? And are you saying there are no
Oscar,
Jesuses
that's
in
where
the
it's
US?
It's not like you have to be a Jesus at the end of the day, but
I
you
mean,
just have
there's
to
still
be
a lot of people out
a
there.
spotless. Maybe if they try
Not
to
necessarily
pick,
spotless.
if they
What's
try
the
to pick
difference?
someone like a Beyonce now, there's no
What's going to
controversy. You get like
Exactly.
yeah.
There's so
but
many
at
other
the
people
same
that they
time,
haven't
a
considered.
lot of people are in support of Kevin Hart stepping down, and it would be like it's like how do I put it now? How do I put it? It's like
I'm also thinking
it's like they want to
might-
take his job.
Yeah,
like
they might have been reaching out to people
like
and saying,
they
no, I don't want to
and
do
be
this
like,
this
no,
year. Let's
no,
try
no,
again
Kevin
next
Hart was
year,
supposed
you
to
know.
do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
You get a lot of because a lot of people are actually
him.
behind
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, and he has a lot of fans. He has a lot of supporters, even in the industry. So I think that is the problem they're facing right now.
Okay, up next, Speed Darlington talks about how men contribute to women's insecurities. So,
Why are you doing that?
yeah, he's talking about
Because-
women. You know, how do you feel about him talking about
Well,
women and insecurity?
He's trying to make a case for women. I mean, the video I was expecting from Speed Darlington is him talking about the new signing into Chalk City, and then he comes out with this one. I'm not sure he has released any statements yet, has he? He hasn't. So, from what he said, he's saying that when a man admires a woman with the big backside, then the other woman doesn't have it to look at him and like, oh, this is what they want, and then she will also go and want to do the whole butt implanting. Or when you admire the fair lady, the dark lady, I don't think it's like putting the responsibility of a full human being's self-esteem on another person. I mean, this is what they've been doing to women for a long time, to say, oh, you have to make sure he doesn't fall into temptation. Now you're bringing it back to the man to say, oh, you have to make sure she doesn't feel low. Or
Do you not think he has a little point?
He has a point, but I don't think that's the direction we should be going to, because you should understand that everybody have their preferences. Even me as a woman, there are men I want to have a thing to do with, and there are men that I wouldn't just want to have anything to do with it. Not because they are not man enough, not because they are not handsome enough. It's just that they are not my spec, they are not my type. So you should
But the
understand
reason
that
why he's
everyone has
bringing
their
this is that,
preferences.
you know, men should be more sensitive towards the way women feel.
Now, if you're sitting with a group of ladies and then you see someone, I'm using his own example, you see someone with the big backside, you will not look because you don't want Elsie that has the small backside to feel bad. Is that
He's
what you're
just
saying?
asking people to be more sensitive. Do you have a problem with that, Elsie?
I'm telling you the problem I have with it already. Like,
Okay.
I'm being clear. So I
Okay.
don't like putting the responsibility of
On
somebody
someone
else's
else.
self-esteem
Okay.
or lifestyle on someone
I
else.
understand.
That's too much to
Too
bear.
much, true.
Yeah.
Okay. Ife?
All right, now I'll start by asking you that: do you think we hold women the responsibility of making them feel good about themselves?
It's not that. It's just saying let's
I'm
limit.
asking you a question.
That we're limiting, you know, that we
He's
should just
asking
limit
you.
It's
it.
a question, not.
Yeah, what's your own take now? You're equally a
asking-
man.
yeah,
What's your own
I'm
take?
asking you
See
your
me sit
take.
down, you're asking
Of course,
for
I'll
another
tell
man.
you my take.
What's
but
your
I'll
take now?
tell you,
I
but
asked for your
Nobody's always
take.
running away from
Exactly.
asking you direct
Somebody's run away
questions.
from talking about
Go on.
issues.
We haven't got long, Ife,
that
so
concern-
please.
okay, well,
please.
okay. I
That's
don't
the
have
card you
a
play.
point if you don't have a point.
All
then.
right, on that note, we're going to take a quick break.
Wow.
When we come back, we'll be bringing you the latest updates on Dayo Amusa. We'll be right back. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got two of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. Up next is this headline on Dayo Amusa, who reveals why it's important to leave the fake lifestyles that actors live. So this is really very interesting, considering that a lot of people have been coming out to say there's, you know, people live fake lifestyles. You know, Nollywood, people have been saying they're not even let alone pretty. You know, and then she's coming out to say, okay, she understands why people live the fake lifestyles, and that is also it helps them in terms of their image branding and stuff. But before you, Elsie, let me quickly go to Ife to hear what he has to say, if he's in support.
Okay, so yesterday I wasn't around when you guys spoke about AY and what he actually said. And it's like it was just taking the words right out of my mouth, because I'm not in the industry, but anytime we talk about this fake life, because I remember one of the things they said was, you don't even use your platform to promote a project
Elsie
which you
actually
were
mentioned-
contracted
I mentioned that
for.
you even
Yeah,
talked about
yeah.
it.
Do you
Elsie
understand?
said so that-
So one of those things, like, so obviously there's a lot of enmity and a lot of jealousy, a lot of hate, a lot of
But if
backstabbing.
you're in the industry, you should know this already.
I'm not in the Nollywood industry, bro.
No, I'm talking about the circle, the social
circle are
circle
you
that all
talking
these
about?
guys
Are you
hang
talking
out.
about gold
Entertainment
circle?
Circle, true.
Oh, I thought you meant gold circle.
Oh, if I trust you to do your PR and get your money.
I get my money from. What's gold circle? You guys don't even know. Are you guys going to do a big PR for them now?
Okay, back to the story.
So back to the story. I think Dayo Amusa. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but okay, I'm going to say it
Polite way.
In a very, very polite way, that she really needs to think before she writes.
You don't think she has any little, even an iota of truth in what she's saying?
Let me explain something. Living a fake life is totally different from packaging. They are two different things.
Well, it's the same thing. If you're living a fake lifestyle, you're packaging the fake lifestyle.
Now, what
so
she
much so
was
people
talking
believe
about
it.
was branding, that when you live the fake life,
you
it's
can't
for you to
separate
be
the two. You
sellable,
can't
it's for you
separate
to...
the
No,
two.
talk about weight.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Why don't you
I need like
and
a
then when it's
drumstick,
time for you to
so
speak,
when it's time,
you
I'll
won't
hit the
speak.
drum,
But
and
you know
then
the funny
they'll
thing,
stop.
when it's time for him
It
to
won't
speak,
speak.
he won't speak. And when you're speaking, you interrupt.
I'm not interrupting. If you're making sense, I will follow you.
So I'm
but-
not making sense. Oh, okay.
Another shade over the table.
Now, okay, so, okay, over to you, Elsie.
No, please, I need you to
No,
finish.
Elsie, just go on.
Okay, we need you.
No,
Yo,
please.
should I
Elsie,
beg? Should I
just go
beg?
on. No,
Ife, should I
just
beg?
Just go on. Maybe I'll pick up from where you stopped.
Okay, saying fake life and packaging is not. There's actually a thin line between it, and you
Thank
can
you,
easily
Elsie. I feel
cross
better.
over.
I was feeling
Hold on,
guilty.
you can easily cross over if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Now she's talking about branding, and I get the aspect she's coming from. You have to look a certain type of way, display a certain type of life. But when you overdo it to the extent that you have to borrow everything you're using to do it, you have to basically live above your means to make that happen, then that's a problem. But there are people that know that for their personality to stand out and get a certain kind of endorsement, they have to invest in themselves. That's what they particularly call it. I'm sorry, when you're speaking to a PR person, they'll tell you this is you investing in yourself for you to look a certain type of way. So I understand what he's saying, that it is totally different, telling people you have this and you don't have this, as to actually branding yourself, but there's really a thin line that if you're not careful, you cross it.
Okay,
So what's your take?
You haven't even given your take now. You were giving
Talk
your
about what's your take.
What's your take?
You haven't given your take, Ife. Seriously.
If we're going to keep doing this, I'm just going to go ahead and give my take. So as I was saying, now, what I meant by packaging is totally different from living a fake life. Now, in packaging, you're saying you want to make your market sellable. Like, if you bring this brand to me, I would be able to promote it for you in this way, which is why they put a lot of stuff for the gram. That is understandable. Now, fake life is you using the last money in your account to go and buy a car that you know clearly you cannot afford just because you want to prove you are a celebrity and pose with that car. Now, that is not part of packaging.
But that's not necessarily fake life, because you're just living above your means, and when you come crashing, you come
then you
crashing
do
on
it
your
as well
own.
because you want to
bought
package
it.
and because
It
you
becomes
want
a
to
fake life when
show
it's
off.
not even your own at all.
Exactly.
No, wait. No, you guys are totally missing the point of this whole fake life. You think fake life is when you have something that is not yours? That's not the fake life. The fake life
When
is
you make people believe what you're
make
not.
believe what you're not.
Okay.
Exactly. That is what fake life is.
that's
So
what
if I'm
acting is
driving
all
a
about.
Range Rover and I clearly cannot afford the Range Rover, I'm still paying installmentally for a car that I cannot afford just because I'm trying to be a celebrity. I'm not getting no movie roles. I'm not getting nothing. I'm not investing in my own personal business, my career. Now, that's fake life. That is not
But
packaging.
you know,
Now,
paying
packaging-
instrumentally for a car is now like the way of life, right? Like, that's something you are advised to actually do instead
Well,
of
that's
having
not the
your
way of
money.
life for some of us because
Yeah,
we pray
because
to be able to
the thing
pay
is,
cash down.
I know, you pray to be able to pay cash down, but people look at it and feel like car is something that, how do they call it in economics now? It doesn't appreciate, it depreciates.
It depreciates, yeah.
You know,
It's
so
an
if you
asset
have the
that
option
depreciates, yeah.
for you to actually pay gradually and get over with it at some point, and then maybe at that point you now feel I need to change, that's actually a viable option for you.
And it's much more economical
Yeah,
and
it
much more
is.
investment savvy.
Well,
So-
I just feel whatever Dayo Amusa is saying, it doesn't make sense to me because it's not what the Nollywood industry is about. And a lot of Nollywood people would tell you the same thing, that look, be able to separate your fake life or your packaging, as you guys want to put it, your packaging from your real self. We still want to see a part of them that is real.
Yeah, that's why I say it's important for you to be yourself. But don't forget that even a lot of people that are your inspiration speakers will tell you that sometimes you fake it till you make it.
That's the thing, and that's what Dayo is saying.
I know she modeled a whole lot of words together, but I get where she's coming from.
Exactly, I get it too.
They in the entertainment industry face this a lot. Now you feel, oh, I've not made money from being an actor, but you are invited to a red carpet and you have to find your way to be on that red carpet and slay.
Exactly.
Most of them have to slay and they can't even afford that slaying at that point, but they have to find a way to make it happen. And that is part, if you want to look at it, you feel, oh, that's fake life.
We need to go on a break.
I just feel like I think we need a total episode to discuss fake life and packaging.
If you just sleep over, that's when you want to be totally
But Tokunbo, you haven't given us your opinion. What do you think?
We're running out of time because I really wanted to talk about it. You know, I really. I'm on Elsie's side because, as I said, I understand
I'm on my own side. Ife is on his own side.
What Dayo is saying.
You're on no side.
But we need to go on a break. When we come back. Anyway, like I always say, never a dull moment on this show. When we come back, we'll be bringing you another exciting entertainment story. Keep it where you've got it, right here on Plus TV Africa. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got two of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa, and you're watching Tea Time. We're moving on to our next story now, and it's on Mike Ezuruonye, who reveals Nollywood honestly lacks the right structure and that producers are lazy. Okay, so who wants to go first?
You should go first.
Right. Okay. Producers are lazy. I don't know really where he's coming from regarding that. In terms of structure, I know that like Nollywood industry is sort of, in as much as we have a lot of people, you know, involved in Nollywood, I still think at the end of the day that is underfunded. And that's one of the reasons why when we went for our free, one of the banks was giving like 250,000 to each person that won. I think, you know, a lot of people still need to invest more into Nollywood. But for you to say, you know, people are lazy, I don't know. I think that is a bit far-fetched. Because I know there are a lot of people out there who want to actually produce movies, who want to do a lot of things, but they are hindered. And then the ones that are even out there that are actually producing, they have so many schedules. For you to now actually say they're lazy, I think it's just going way and above and beyond, you know, what you can say about producers.
Way above and beyond.
Yes.
You want to speak?
No, you go.
I read his interview, and the context where he was coming from is talking about them actually going out to get distributions for their movie beyond Nigeria. Yeah, so that's where he's coming from. But of course, you don't just wake up and really call anybody lazy, because if they don't think it's necessary for them, they have the right not to even bother about it. And there are people who really want to, and they don't even know how to go about it. The fact that you're an awesome producer does not mean you're an awesome distributor, you know. But he was talking about issues that have been raised over and over again by some of the guests we've had on Tea Time, where they talked about distribution and how difficult it is for you to even get your movie. You say you have a movie now, it's very difficult for you to get into the cinema, except you have like the known face and then you have like the right connection and then they listen to you. But say you're an Elsie or you're an Ife and you do a really nice movie, it doesn't have the stars and everybody in it, it's going to be very difficult for you to get into the cinema. And he also mentioned the fact that if we had close to 200 cinema halls in Nigeria, in different parts of the country, to be easier for you to say, imagine someone watching my movie for at least $2 to see a movie. Then you can count your gains and be sure that you definitely make your money back once you're able to get your content into these places and, of course, do the right PR. So that was where he's coming from. But maybe the word lazy was a bit harsh, you know, because you can't just judge people from what you think and know and your own exposure. Everybody's working hard to do what they can do, you know. So that's just all I think. I think it has the best interest of
So
Nollywood
we're
at
both on
heart.
the same page.
No,
Yes, thank you.
exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in from what you said about 200 cinemas. If we have up to 200 cinemas in the country, like right now, we can count the numbers of
Yes, we
cinemas
can.
in Nigeria on our
Yes.
fingertips, I guess. I don't know. Well, I think so.
I'm not sure they're up to 20. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, on our fingertips. And imagine if you're paying just $2 and then you calculate that, you multiply that by the population of Nigerians and the population of people that actually see movies. Now, he also mentioned something that made me realize that, wow, that's true. We keep complaining about piracy, but America, Hollywood movies are the most pirated
True.
movies, come to think of
True.
it. We get them even as soon as they get into
I
cinema.
mean, you can watch them
I
for
watch-
free.
Yeah,
Stream it
you-
online and you
you
download
get-
it straight
but
up.
they're still making, they're not bothered because they know they will still generate
Because they have the
revenues
distribution.
from cinemas, from other stuff they've put in
And
place.
they have a bigger, cinema
structure.
network.
Yeah, and other things you put in place. Now, in the term lazy, I don't know if I have the right to say I totally agree with what he's saying because I'm not in the industry, but I think I know where he's coming from after he explained it, in the sense that, look, when you put your movies out there, a lot of producers just think about, okay, let me produce this movie, let me make this car sharp, let me make the next one in 2 weeks. Do you understand? They're just thinking about how to just keep putting stuff out there. Now, what about longevity? Because when you put out a movie and you work in collaboration with other people. Now, this is still the same thing about the Nollywood industry. People do not want to collaborate. You want to be independent. It's an independent production. I produced it myself. You don't want
Talking about
co-produce. You don't want to
collaboration,
share glory.
Sorry to cut you. I don't know if you read what Charles Novia said.
That.
You know, he talked about the whole Nollywood issue.
I'm not even
that was
talking about
going around.
collaboration in Nollywood now. I'm talking about even if you cannot collaborate with your peers in Nollywood, what happened to other African countries that are also going through similar issues that you're trying to depict in your movie? Now, in the terms of funding, now, you can bring that into play and you can say, okay, they don't have the resources to be able to collaborate with these countries. Was that where you were going?
Exactly.
Exactly. I knew that was it. You must find counter for me. So
Yes.
before you counter me now, I'm going to counter you first.
But the thing is, but if
Let me finish my point. If you're not going to let me, we're not going to talk. This is how the show will go on to the end. Are you going to let me talk or not? Am I going to talk? 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 Am I going to talk?
But if seriously though,
I don't
seriously.
sound sexy, but most of the time I feel like I'm the man on this show and you two are just my ladies.
I know,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like, I know. I feel that way too.
Let me quickly say that regardless of all of the things that you said in terms of, you know, guys wanting to push on, or the producers wanting to push on their movies, you know, every 2 weeks or so, that's still no reason to say someone is lazy. I mean, in fact, it shows that, you know, they're actually
This is a guy that started from, it shows they are more hardworking, that they are putting out BS
No,
every
the
2
thing is they're working
weeks.
hard, they're not working smart.
That's what you should
just
say,
it.
and
So
they're
it
two
doesn't mean
different
that they're
things.
lazy.
Exactly, that's my point,
No,
and that's
I
what I'm
wouldn't
trying
even
to
call that working hard.
And then at the end of the day, these guys will still make some money that keeps body and soul together.
They are
You
not
can't
looking at the
disregard
bigger
that.
picture. They are not a Mike that is looking at the bigger
Exactly.
picture, looking at where he can get to with just one movie. You know.
Well, he said at the moment, most of his productions is also distributing them in other African countries, which a lot of Nigerian producers are not even doing. Do you understand? And if you know Mike's story, Mike started, the way he got into the industry was crazy, like it was unexpected. Somebody gave him the opportunity. But this same issue of if you don't have the face, if you don't have, you can't do it, if you don't have the cinema face. But at some point in time, everybody needs to start giving everybody a chance. That's just a simple
And
thing.
he's not even giving other producers a chance, because I still stand on the word that you can't say people are not hardworking, you know.
He's in the industry, so he knows what he's saying before he would say that. That is why before I started talking, I said, I don't even know if I have the right to talk about this because it's not my field. But from talking to other very successful producers in the industry, they will tell you a lot of other producers are very lazy, because you just have a lot of people that just want to produce movies now that don't even know the rudiments of what it's all about.
Alrighty, fair. I think we're going to agree to disagree, but we haven't got time to really deliberate on it. This is precisely where we're going to draw the curtains this afternoon on Afternoon Tea Time. We're back tomorrow for to dish out more entertainment news. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchors Ife and Elsie and the production team as well. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo saying thanks for watching and have yourself a good evening.